Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Grief School. Today is what is today? The 19th? Today's the 19th of March. And today's lesson is going to be on the things that I didn't know about grief. I want to tell you this. I made so many mistakes in the beginning. I made so many mistakes in the beginning where grief was concerned. I look back now and knowing what I know now, all these years later, thinking about the mistakes that I made. And the reason that I made so many mistakes is because I honestly believe I didn't know anything about grief. The other day, I threw this question out there, and I'm going to ask it again. When did you learn how to grieve? When did you learn how to grieve? When did you learn that you needed to know how to grieve? When did you learn that it was going to be important for you to know how to grieve? And I'm going to tell you when that was for me. The minute my knees hit the ground. The minute my knees hit the ground, my whole life changed. When she screamed into that phone, my entire life changed. And then I started walking through the motions. And I articulated the thing that I didn't know I needed at that moment when my knees hit the ground. And the thing that I articulated was, I don't know how to grieve. Now, not knowing how to grieve sent me to try and figure things out. I was literally searching around trying to figure out this grief thing. But there's alongside the thing of me making so many mistakes, because I attribute that to the way I responded to my children with the grief, is the things that I didn't know. The things that I didn't know about grief. Maybe you've lost a person. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe your fur baby has just died. Or maybe you're trying to understand what this grief thing really is, what it really feels like, and how you're supposed to move through it. So today I want to talk about the things that I didn't know and the things that I wish I had known and what a difference it would have made for me, and hoping that it makes a difference for you. I'm guessing that some of these things will make sense to you. So number one is there's no closure. Stop letting people tell you that. Did I spell that right? Yes. You didn't wake up one day and feel done with your grief. Do you wake up one day and be like, oh, I have achieved da da da. I am in closure. To me, and this is the truth, I felt like this thing right here came a lot from the TV news. They talk about it all the time. When you get closure, and this is exactly what it says. When you get this thing right there. When you get closure. What is that? How do you get there? To me, it felt like coming over here, seriously, listen to this, and slamming the door on my relationship with Austin. It felt to me like I was going to have to close the door on my relationship to Austin. And the thought of doing that made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach. And I knew beyond a reasonable doubt I didn't want to do that. And this is number one. Okay, and even if closure was a thing, how do you get there? How do you get there? Get to this thing. And is it this little island? I talk about this all the time. It's a little island off the South Pacific, but where's the map on how to get there? Where's the instructions on how to get there? So we're all looking for this thing called closure. Here's the other thing that we accept. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. This is total bullshit. We accept that there's this place called closure, but we don't accept the instructions. Nobody's given the instructions on how to get there. Oh, I'm looking for closure. I'm looking for closure. When I find closure. If you're someone who's watching this video and you have achieved closure, please tell me, because I want to know how you got there. Can someone get to a place in their grief and they call it closure? Yes. Can someone get to a part where they feel better and they call that closure? Yes. I actually need to do a whole video on just what closure is. Maybe that's what I'll do on Friday. Okay, number two. There's no timeline. You guys are going to hear me talking about this a lot recently because it's coming up in my videos and everything. Because I write a lot about it in my book that's coming out, which is Grieve That Shit. Grieve that shit is all the stuff that people told us that's not true. And this one right here probably needs to be number one in the book. There's no timeline. There's no timeline for grieving. You can't rush it. I know people expect you to be better. They're like, you should be better by now. They expect you to move on. Get over it. But it's on their timeline, not on yours. There's no timeline. I meet grievers that have grief from 20 years ago. I meet grievers that have grief from 5 years. I meet grievers that are still deeply in deep, fresh, raw grief. There's no timeline. Don't try to rush it. Don't think in your head, I should be over this by now. Don't think that, why am I still grieving? I know people expect you to be better. And in a certain amount of time that they have decided for you that you're going to go through this with grace and it's going to be fast. But grief moves at its own pace. Grief has its own grief time, which is slow and fast. Grief does both. It is slow and fast. Sorry, guys. Okay. Grief doesn't follow a set of stages. This is number 2. Number 3. No stages. And anger is one of them. People tell me all the time, well, I'm in the stage of anger, or I went through the stages, or there's these things called grief stages that we go through, and one of them is anger. The whole 5 stages grief thing is a theory, not a rule book. It is a theory. This right here is a theory. It's a theory. Did I spell that right? It's a theory. E-O-R-I. Yeah. Not a rule book. Your grief might be messy. It might be unpredictable. It might be about your person. It might be about yourself. It might be about the people around you. It doesn't go in a straight line. Grief doesn't start right here and end right here. It actually looks something more like this. That's what your grief is going to look like. And all of that is normal. All of this is absolutely normal. This is normal grief. That's what it is. It's normal grief, my friend. Okay. It's absolutely okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel anger, and it's okay not to feel anger. Whichever one shows up for you, you need to be okay with it. Whichever one shows up for you, you need to be okay with it. Be okay if anger shows up for you. Be okay if it doesn't show up. Not everybody gets angry. I recently had someone tell me I haven't been angry yet. I have never had anger as part of my grief. It's never shown up for me at all. Your grief will feel a lot like fear. Number 5 is fear. Grief feels a lot like fear. The fear is because we don't know what we're doing. Think about that. We don't know what we're doing, so we feel fearful. Have you noticed that grief makes your body react like it's in danger? It is not uncommon for grievers to jump. It's not uncommon for grievers to jump. They have a racing heart. They panic. They feel like the world isn't safe for them anymore. This is because grief shakes everything we thought we knew. Grief moves everything we thought we knew. It changes it all. It changes it all. Everything that we thought we knew is now different. Number 6, the grief lasts a lot longer than the sympathy. Grief lasts a lot longer than the sympathy does. People check in on you during the first few weeks, and they all come to the service, and they all bring the ham and the potato salad. And then out of nowhere, there is this silence where people stop calling, or they see you in the store and they don't ask. They don't text you anymore. They don't check on you. They'll talk to you. Oh yeah, they talk to you. They're just not asking you how's the battle going. They're not asking you how the grief battle's going. That's why it is so important for us to find the right type of support. It's important for us as grievers to find the right type of support. Okay, hold on. Let me clean this board so I can keep going. I'm such a big sloppy writer. I write all over and then I run out of space. I got to go back to the paper. I just haven't done that in a while. I really got to go back to the paper. Okay. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are number 7. Grief will make you question your faith. Grief will make you question your faith. Have you ever asked why? Why, God? Why me? What does this mean? Why am I going through this? Why does this happen? To me, and I don't know, you guys, I could be wrong, but when we ask this, why, we are speaking out into the world. And typically for a lot of us, we're asking this question of God. What does this mean? What does it mean to live? What does it mean to die? Grief makes us question everything, but specifically it makes us question our faith. We absolutely start questioning everything. Okay? If you've ever asked, why did this happen? Or where is God in all of this? You are not alone. Faith and grief can be complicated and mixed together. We can do both. It can cause us to pull back from our faith. It can cause us to lean into our faith. It can cause us to find faith that we never had before. A lot of times you'll hear people say, it changed my life and I started walking with God. Whatever one you do is okay. Whatever you do is okay. By all means, do not let anybody beat you over the head with the Bible if that's not where you want to be. You're the griever. Grievers have choices, and you get to say. Sometimes your loss can make you angry and annoyed at people that you didn't even know, that have nothing to do with you. Even just someone breathing funny can set you off. So I say anger and annoyed. Anger and annoyed? Angry? At everyone. I wrote this last night, so I'm having to go over it again. So grief can make you feel angry and annoyed at everyone, even the people that are trying to help you. This is so true. The people show up for you, and all of a sudden they start getting on your nerves. Why? Because your bandwidth for grief is very, very tiny. This bandwidth is very tiny. So you're covered in this grief, right? But the bandwidth is this part right here. This little thing right here that you can't see. You're all surrounded by grief, but your bandwidth, which would normally be this, is now this little thing you see right here. And it's just not there. You don't have the energy. You don't have the energy to put in there. People saying dumb things. People giving advice that you didn't ask for. People moving things that you asked them not to do. So many people, this is what I believe. So many people are trying to fix the grief. Well, they're trying to fix you. That they're trying to be helpful. So they start moving things around. They come in your house. They move things around. It's weird. It's not weird. It's actually helpful and it's love. But you don't have the bandwidth for it. You just don't have it. So to get the energy to do it is not even there. Okay, that was number 8. Number 9 is that grief is slower than you think. For a lot of us, there are people that says it's 2 months since my loss, and I'm really processing this well. I think I'm going to be over this soon. I mean, for me, one of the examples I give is that Austin was 10 years old. I knew Austin for 11 because I knew when she got pregnant. I had an 11-year relationship with him. Do you expect me to be over it in 2? I had a 15-year relationship with Sharon. You expect me to be over it in 2 months? There's no way. There's no way we're going to be over it that fast. Okay. So healing is slower than we think. I forgot the number that we're on. This morning, you guys, it's just been crazy. It's just been crazy. So it moves at this snail's pace of healing. Why is that? Because the brain has to learn how to heal first. And the brain is playing all these tricks on us. Then the heart is broken. And the heart is trying to figure out what to do. And it's sending messages to the brain to please help me. And so this has got to go slow. We've got to go through the brain, through the heart, and to the entire body. So it goes slow. We've got to go through the brain. The heart has to figure out what's going on. The entire body is trying to figure out what's going on. And then we've got all the people around us that are saying all of the things that don't make sense to us. So we've got to go through the brain. We've got to go through the heart. We have to learn. We have to talk. We have to process. We have to be. We have to be grievers. We have to become. You have to become the griever. You have to, that's become. You have to become the griever. And it works backwards too. So once you become the griever, you start to look at your heart. You understand what thoughts your brain is playing. That's it. All of this. I didn't know any of this. I went to find it. I didn't know how important talking was. That's why grief support groups work so well. I didn't know how to process. I didn't know that I had to become the griever. I didn't know that people were going to say dumb things. I didn't know that my brain was going to throw me thoughts that were throwing my grief off. I didn't know that my heart was going to feel totally broken and then I was going to just cry all day long. I didn't know that. This takes time. This takes time to get it figured out, to get it lined up. I know it's frustrating, but grief doesn't work on a schedule. It's not on your schedule. It's on the grief time. It just is. It's on the grief time. So it's not going to work on your schedule. I have a client right now. Hold, please. And we have to understand that, hold on one second. We have to understand that no matter what, every day we're working towards it. Every day we're working towards it. Just showing up for yourself, talking about it, asking about it. All the things you do is showing up for yourself. So here are 3 thought-provoking questions I want to leave you with. Okay, here are the questions. What is one thing that in grief that has surprised you? Maybe it's how you're physically exhausted. Maybe it's how people disappeared after the funeral. Or maybe it's how long it lasts or how deep it's gone. So question number 1, what is one thing that surprised you? I'm going to post, this is going to be posted up above so you can grab the questions there. How does your understanding about grief change over time? How has it changed over time, what you understand? Especially now that you're showing up at the grief school. Did you used to believe certain things about grief that turned out to be not true? What do you truly believe about your grief now? And question number 3, what emotions have been the hardest for you to process? And they're going to come from right here in your heart. What emotions have been the hardest for you to process? Grief is tough, but you do not have to do this alone, my friends. I am here for you. I'm here for you, and I'm ready, willing, and able to walk you through all of this, what I personally have learned. If you're not a member of the study hall, please join study hall. I'm going to put the link for that as well at study hall at the study hall at thegriefschool.com. We meet every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and pretty soon, within the next 2 weeks, Thursdays is going to become a private group. So you want to get in when you can. And if you're new here, make sure you're following me on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, because I'm showing up in all of those places. All right, I want to leave you with this. You got it, girl. You got it. This is going to be hard, but you got it. I promise you. Whatever shows up for you today, just lean into it and know that I'm here for you.